Welcome to the Last Week This Week review of Ironheart. I'm Ian Scott.
And I'm Zack Huber.
And with all our reviews, we like to start with some non-spoilers, get into some spoilers. But yeah, we're going to cover the first 3 episodes of Ironheart since they all dropped at once, all on June 24th. And I want to hear what you thought, no spoiler-wise.
Yeah. All right. So no spoilers. My impression, I guess, to preface, I thought that I was, I kind of left my expectations at the door when I went to go watch it.
Mhm.
But, after getting the report that all 3 episodes are dropping at once, I was like, okay, it's not unusual for some shows to do this. That has become more of the norm.
Right. But for it to be half the season is a little unusual.
So it was like half the season. And then instead of it being every week an episode, after that, it got turned into just 2 weeks. And
is it? That's confirmed? It's all dropping next Tuesday, all like the last 3 episodes?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
Okay. So I was a bit, that kind of made me nervous.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
I'm glad to say that I'm pretty surprised that how much I like the show so far.
Oh, okay.
It's not a perfect show. It's still I still have problems with certain things about it, but overall, I was waiting for boredom. There's a little boredom, but I was waiting for a lot of boredom. I was waiting for an uninteresting plot. I was waiting for characters that were going to annoy me. I was waiting for but none of it happened. I was pretty taken by I think visual wise, the production value, it's probably
no doubt. Yeah.
Probably one of the best production value MCU Disney Plus shows that I've ever seen.
The highlight is the suit of this whole show, her in the suit and flying and everything.
It is good. But
every time it's on screen, I'm like, fuck yeah.
It's a great suit.
Yeah.
But I think it has a little bit more going for it than the
I'm just saying, but to your point, the production value is really great. I think the directing style and cinematography has been really good. You have some good music in there.
Yeah. Great music. I think that is it Danielle Thorpe who plays Riri?
I'll look it
up. But I think the actress that plays Riri, I wasn't a big fan of her portrayal in Wakanda Forever, but I think that she's
Dominique Thorne.
Dominique Thorne. Okay. I thought that she did I think she's doing a good job this time around. I'm enjoying.
She's definitely more compelling than she was in
I think she's more compelling. I think that Anthony Ramos as the Hood, I was prepared to maybe think was a little cheesy, and maybe he's
a little cheese
where there's cheese, but I really enjoy his portrayal. Or his performance. I really like Anthony Ramos. Surprisingly, I thought that the group of criminals that they have, I was prepared to not because most
they're okay.
They're okay. They're not amazing, but I enjoyed them. They didn't annoy me. They didn't. I didn't think they were awful characters by any means. Right. And I thought that Alden Ehrenreich was great. I think that he's got a lot of promise as to what's maybe going to happen with his character. I like the kind of reveal in the 3rd episode about his backstory. Yeah. So, and there's a compelling backstory with Riri regarding her stepdad and her stepsister or her friend, I guess.
Her best friend, yeah.
So all of that, and I'll get into some weaker points and spoilers, but I'm surprised. I'm enjoying it much more than I thought I would.
Yeah. I will say you are enjoying it more than me. I'm pretty mixed right now. I don't think it's the worst show ever, for what some people are saying online, but I'm not loving my time with it. I think there are some character, or maybe there's one character in particular that really annoys the hell out of me. I think there's a good bit amount of like, I want to say plot holes, but maybe just like bad writing. I think there are, yeah, kind of like weak plot points stitched together at points. I think Riri is more compelling, but she's not someone I like particularly like really like yet. You know, like I'm still like,
I don't think you're necessarily supposed to like her that
yeah,
much. I think that's kind of the reason that I like her, is because she is caught up in
right.
this money hustling
No, for
kind of,
sure.
and I think
But like,
I think that's kind of part
yeah.
of the appeal right
No,
now.
I don't disagree. And like the decision she makes at the end of episode 3 is like, I really love that decision because it's so like her learning how to be like a superhero almost, right? Um, but I think like she's had some really corny lines. Like a couple in the first episode that I really cringed at. Um, I don't know. I think I think she could get better in the future. These next 3 episodes that drop. But yeah, you know, to your point, I think Anthony Ramos has been pretty good as the Hood. I love the mystery that's kind of around that and who's controlling him, and I do love like the dichotomy of like you seeing Riri in the suit and then he's like full on magic. Um,
And that's the other thing. I was prepared for that to really not work.
oh yeah,
And it still might not, but
right.
I have heard nothing from the reactions of people who have seen all 6 episodes. They say, "Oh, it's a mixed bag," but the ending, everybody seems to agree that the ending, the finale, is like great. Like it's amazing.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what it's a
So
bold choice is
I'm
what I'm
like,
hearing.
okay.
So
I mean,
and
I didn't. I
yeah,
liked the idea and concept, but I was prepared for it not to work
right,
because it
right.
just seems kind of odd. But it's working so far for me.
Yeah, yeah. And like I think like how do you say his name? Aiden Elric or
Alden Ehrenreich.
Alden Ironheart? Yeah, some okay. Yeah, that guy who played Han Solo. Um, I think he's done a good job with the role, but I don't love the writing like surrounding his role or like the relationship he has with Riri at the moment. It's like it's just a little forced for me. But you know, it's not bad. And I'll go into all those reasons why I think those
Yeah.
things. And we can go into spoilers now if you'd like.
No, I don't feel like it.
Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna do a non-spoiler episode, guys. Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah, no. So yeah, spoilers. Okay. So I think one of the things that, and I guess, with spoilers, I should say, like, this is usually the time where we bring out most of the criticisms if we have any.
Right.
But I would say, like, it's probably not as negative for me as it is for you, but
Right.
the use of Natalie as an AI, it is very, like, you have to suspend a lot of disbelief.
So much.
But the actress's performance definitely like makes it better for me. Like her performance is so good. Like I believe her. Like I think she's so charismatic and likable that it's like I'm like fine with it. Even though like the technology seems like
Ridiculous.
weirdly like magical and ridiculous and
yeah. Let me get into her.
But like, I think like I've heard. Well, yeah. Just to finish off, I think I've heard some criticism that they didn't explain it enough, and then Riri doesn't really know how it happened, and so as an audience, I think you either are okay with finding out later how it happened, or you're really upset that this AI that is so advanced and so realistic has occurred, and you're like, well, I need an explanation, and the show doesn't give you one. So it's
I don't
for
even
me, I'm
know
like
if it would,
kind of expecting it to happen later on.
but I don't even know if it would matter to me if there was an explanation. I think the concept and the way they've done it to me is so ridiculous that it's just like the character of Natalie, like off the bat has an acronym for herself, which is super corny. She's like she's trying like to become like Riri's best friend again, even though she's like she wasn't her, but for some reason like she has memories, but like that wouldn't make any sense because Riri had her own memories of that time.
Well, I think it's Riri's memories of Natalie, and so they were best friends. They hung out around each other a lot. I think that the AI is just basing her personality and her experience off of how Riri experienced Natalie.
She basically believes she's Natalie, though. You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And I just I don't know. It just like the AI is so advanced and so like has so many emotions and wants and jokes that I'm just like, this is a real person. You know, like you're just like talking and hanging out with a real person. And like I know I don't want to like compare her too much to Iron Man, but like I really loved, you
loved a slave AI that just does
Friday.
whatever you say.
I loved wow, I'm forgetting Vision's first name.
Jarvis.
Jarvis, yeah. Jarvis and Friday, I thought were like just, I mean, they're not like a main character. Yeah, I don't need, and like you had enough moral compasses in the show for me that you didn't need like a moral compass with her like 100% of the time, you know? Like you have the sister's brother, you have her mom, you know, like I think
I agree.
I think she's got enough support.
Yeah. Yeah, and I actually forgot about the Zay character. I like that relationship that's kind of brewing together. I like him as a character. I think he's a really
I mean, he's a good guy.
Obviously. He's a good guy. Yeah, well, a good guy can't be a good character.
Well, he's just a little like, you know, he's a little dry for me. Like he doesn't have like,
I enjoy his like, I'm gonna show you like Chicago. I'm gonna show you like what you've been missing, you know,
right.
You know, not everything has to be like your time needs to be efficiently used, which kind of Natalie brought up at one point as well. And his connection with Natalie
but I can't tell if like he's trying to be like a big brother to Riri or like maybe they are gonna flirt a little. Like they haven't really flirted, but I don't know. It's an interesting relationship.
I thought that they were kind of flirting, but
but I can't like there's a line there. I can't tell if they're crossing it or if they're not, or well, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, but
it's an interesting relationship.
Yeah, no, I understand the criticism. It's fine for me right now. I just think that some of like she didn't even know how she created the AI, but then she knows that how to project her from like a necklace or from the broken...
necklace was, I was so mad about the necklace because like she was in the park with her like or whatever and like she had a hoodie on and the necklace wasn't even out and she was just out there being a full-on hologram and I'm like, how are you explaining this? Where's the necklace? You know, like it pissed me off so much. Like that's some of like the writing. I'm just like, you're not thinking this through.
Yeah, or at least give me like an explanation of how it works. They were just like, yeah, I made this necklace so that you can come out and, you know, do stuff with me.
Right.
And we all are supposed to go like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
It so doesn't.
So I agree. Like there's some problems with that, but I really enjoy her performance. And, you know, like, I don't know, like we've seen Friday, we've seen Jarvis. I'm interested in the idea of an AI kind of taking on a different type of relationship or evolving. But I understand why it doesn't work for some people.
Right. Maybe if an explanation did come later in the show, like maybe it would help a little bit, but in general, I'm just not a fan of the concept.
I mean, I enjoy her piloting the suit. Like that was kind of cool. Like I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
like,
her coming to save Riri at the end of episode 3 was cool.
Yeah, like I think that's where it works really, really well in terms of like believability. I'm like, oh yeah, that thing could definitely like pilot the suit.
For sure.
But a lot of the other stuff just, no. But
and so let me also go to Aiden, or that character, Alden Ehrenreich. Yeah, he's
Ezekiel.
He's playing a guy who's named Joe originally, right? Yeah, and then you find out his name is Ezekiel Stain, which I don't think is a bad twist. I think that's really interesting.
I thought it was a cool twist.
I think that's maybe like one of the best parts of his character. I think for me, like what rubbed me the wrong way was like at the like kind of midway through episode 3, he's like, "We're friends, right?" And I'm like, what gives you that indication? Like I get you're like having some decent conversations with her, but she blackmailed you off the rip. You blackmailed her next. And I'm like, I don't see how this is a friendship. Plus he opened up so much. He's like, my therapist tells me this, he's like, I built this bunker. I do this for my dad. I'm like, why are you telling her your life right now?
I think it's, to me, he reads as somebody who is very lonely and wants to be able to open up and talk about this stuff. And he's been having this secret thing that he can't talk to anybody about.
Yeah.
And he, has his neighbor who, like, that scene was great, by the way, where she was like, well, I can't have the dog step on my lawn or do this. And he's like, oh, yeah.
But like episode 2 ending with that, like him cutting the flowers, I was like, okay, I guess.
Oh, I thought it was funny. I liked it.
It was just odd to end off the episode that way, but
to me, it just signaled that his character is changing. He's becoming more assertive, or saying what he wants to do or what he would.
Right.
And I think that he's a little. Not impressionable, but he's a little like vulnerable. Like he's like finally have like to me, like Riri is somebody who like that he has this shared interest in with like with the tech, and it to me it's like he is such a open book to her about it, or starting to be, that inevitably, because she leaves the bio skin or whatever at the botanical garden greenhouse, that he's like, I can't be, promise me, that you're not going to fuck me over.
Oh yeah, she fucked up doubly at the end of episode 3.
And so like she's lying, she know like she's
well, she doesn't know. She was gonna be as careful as possible.
But she was lying about what she was using it for, and she was.
Oh, did she? Okay.
I mean, I don't think he would have ever gone ahead with like, you're this is gonna be a part of a heist.
Sure. Yeah, she did leave that out. I mean, she didn't lie, but she left out a big piece of information. Yeah.
Which could be lying. That is a part of lying.
Sure, I guess. Yeah. That's fair.
So like, she's not taking into the account of like what that means to him, and like what it might mean to him to be betrayed, and what he might do if he's
going to be the next Obadiah Stane.
I think that
it's possible. Yeah.
It's possible, but I think it would be. I could see it being a mistake to have him like break bad, but maybe they're going to go that way. It just seems like he's tried very hard not to be that. So why would he like break all of a sudden?
I feel you. Yeah, I guess. But if he's like framed and trying to be sent to prison, that could break somebody,
I think it'll just be like an emotional, if I had to guess, it's an emotional beat, and Riri will learn some responsibility of,
Agreed.
because she seems to like him too, a little bit. So as a friend,
right. No, definitely not romantically. Since he's 36, apparently. No, but I think it's either that, or they like stupidly set him up to be like the villain of season 2 or something, which would which would not obviously this probably isn't going to get a season 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think he's gonna be a villain.
Right.
I could be wrong, but I don't know. I don't like the idea of him becoming a villain. It seems
forced, right? Like let's
maybe,
bring in the son of an old villain and make him a
maybe
villain,
they'll be like, oh, now I kind of get my dad and I'll feel closer to him now. Like
I truly understand what my father was thinking.
Right.
Maybe.
I hope not.
I hope not either. No, but yeah, like speaking of episode 3 and that, and kind of where he was most prominent, I think the ending of that episode was like my favorite part of the whole 3 episodes that we watched. Because you got that decision of Riri like leaving John at the in the greenhouse to suffocate, which I was like, whoa, that's a dark decision.
That was a dark decision. Yeah.
I actually thought at one point that like because she tripped the alarm that like the entire crew except Parker was gonna die. And I was like, that would be so like devastating for Riri and like in her emotional state to be like to blame herself for all those deaths, right? So I think you had to just stick with one. But yeah, and then you have that really interesting scene where like Parker is just like losing it because his cousin just died, and he's talking to somebody who shows him that Riri's at fault. Looks like, and so yeah, I mean like the theories I'm assuming that are out there is like all Mephisto based. Since he's been so hinted at, in the MCU for a while.
I mean, I've been saying that Sacha Baron Cohen is going to be
he in this.
I think he was. I think I remember
that. Yeah,
being a part of the show. Like I really feel like he's going to be the Mephisto. I think that it still could be. It still could be that Marvel's just like, nah, we're not doing it, and we'll just keep playing this game. But I really think it might be him. I'd love to know who it is that Parker has it so like out for. Like, is this?
Yeah. So Sacha Baron Cohen is probably like most likely going to be this character. We just don't know who he is yet. That's interesting. I totally forgot about that news. Huh. Very neat. Very neat. But I guess he's billed as like mystery man right now, so we don't really know.
Which it still could be like just a normal person or some
like a high magic user for some reason.
Something.
Yeah.
But there's either he's the one that's giving Parker his powers, or he's the person that Parker is like out to get. But I feel like he's got some backstory.
It's the guy who's giving him his powers.
Yeah, but I feel like it's the guy that Parker's out to like get is whoever that congressman or whoever that official was that was saying like these are, or CEO that was like these are just low criminals and they'll get their comeuppance and then
he's out to get somebody. I didn't realize.
I mean, he seems like he's on a bit of a plan because like John was saying in like the 3rd episode like, we don't have all this stuff. And he's like, yeah, I guess you're kind of right. And then
yeah, but I thought that was because like they had stuff on the person who ran like the tunnels. And so they were able to like blackmail her into like,
and then he's like, yeah, we don't have anything. He's like, oh yeah, you're right. Like,
but it's all for money in that sense. But go on. You're the last point.
Well, but the TV was playing, and then you hear that like that official guy or whatever role he is, either government or company wise, was saying like these are all these are just low life criminals and they'll be dealt with swiftly. And then he's like, you know what? No, we're gonna do. I think they're all connected.
You could be reading that right, but I think I read it at the time that it was like he was just mad that somebody was like undermining him, and so he was just like, nah, fuck it, I'm doing this,
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I could definitely.
But he
see
could
it
be
that
targeting
way.
Specific people. Like I think that is probably a case that could be made. Yeah,
I don't think it's just money. I think there's somebody. I think.
But he wouldn't have killed that guy in episode 3 if he had just signed the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he still killed him.
He did, but that's because he didn't sign the contract.
But that's why I think it's like more than just money. Because he's not getting that money.
No, he's not. He's not. You're right. You're right. By the way, the scene that happens after that was one that like made no sense to me, that he was like fighting all the guards that came in. I'm like, you're invisible. What do you just leave? Like, get out of there. You know, like, I don't understand why you're beating up all these guards.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just like, that would be a cool action scene.
Like him shooting the guns and like maneuvering the bullets is pretty cool. Like, we haven't seen that in the MCU yet, so I'm into that. Now I can't tell if he like ever truly teleports, or if he's just like appearing after he's like invisible.
It's probably just that he's appearing when he's invisible.
Yeah, but he just seems to get into places that he like shouldn't be able to get into, you know. But
I mean, I guess you would if you're invisible.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I guess I'm just thinking like locked doors. What are you doing about locked doors? You know. But
waiting for somebody to come by who's got the key.
maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I feel you. No, look, it's not bad. I do have my problems with this show.
I really like Riri's mom.
Yeah, no, she's a nice character. Yeah, no, I don't have any complaints about her. I did think the scene with her and Natalie was a bit cheese. But you know, that's just me because I don't like the Natalie character. So.
Right.
But no, I think she's a good support character. I thought Riri's introduction at MIT and being kicked out was like pretty good, and like having Trevor and then just immediately losing Trevor. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Visually and stylistically, the show's good. I just need a little bit better writing going into these last 3 episodes.
Yeah. I will say that it's definitely higher on the like MCU Disney Plus shows than I would have thought it would be. Like, I can definitively say that I enjoy this more than Secret Invasion. I would agree. I think I enjoy it more than Hawkeye. I
would just say it's above She-Hulk and Secret Wars.
I like it more than She-Hulk.
Yeah. I think the rest of the MCU movies or the MCU shows have it beat right now for me. Like, I like Miss Marvel more. I think I like Moon Knight a little more.
I might like it more than Moon Knight, but
whoa, that's big for you because you like Moon Knight, don't you?
Yeah, maybe it's I mean, the last half of the season did not. I don't know. I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that show again. I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But anyways, it is higher up than I thought it would be. It's better than Echo.
Oh yeah, it is better than Echo. Yeah. Okay, it's better than 3 MCU shows. Okay, I like that, and better than What If. I'll give it that too. So yeah, if you even count What If,
I think I do like it better than Hawkeye though.
I'd have to rewatch Hawkeye. It's been a minute, but I remember decently like liking it. I don't know. Liking it is even strong for me, but it was decent to okay. Somewhere in that range. Yeah. But yes. It's
but yeah, I wasn't expecting to be wanting to continue on. I was kind of dreading watching. I was like, 3 I even saw the length of the runtime, and I was like,
I thought these were gonna be like half-hour episodes.
I was like, thought they were gonna be half-hour, and I was like, they're longer, which is like good because I've been wanting longer. But
right.
But now I'm like, but
yeah,
I'm very I love these intros that they've been having. They're cool. Like,
I like the first 2. But the last one was like
the
really
money
forced.
one. I like the money one.
The money one, I think it just could have been done better. Like, I think you could have had like just layers of money, and then it like, I don't know. It just seemed like lazy to just spell out Ironheart money. The other 2 were cool. I like the other 2, like the sign and the her crashing into the road. I thought that was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I agree. I like that there's no intro. It's just like title card, we're in. You know?
Right.
Yeah. But we will be back for part 2, the last 3 episodes next week. I'm looking forward to this big old surprise Marvel's got for us. And I think that's all our thoughts.
Yep.
And we will, like Zach always says, see you next time.
See you next time.